Warm greetings. Software Engineering, third semester, 18 CS 35. In this video session, we'll see the module 1 of chapter 1, Introduction of Software Engineering. Topics covered in this video session are software crisis, what are the problems that are faced by software engineering, and definition of software engineering, and the ethics in the software engineering. What are the problems that are faced in software engineering? The software engineering is failed to meet the user requirements. And these were all in the early 1960s. They were failed to meet user requirements because people doesn't know how to express their problems to the software engineering. So at the earlier, even the software engineers were not able to develop the product as per as the requirement of the customers, and it getting frequently get crashes because users doesn't know how to handle the software, and even software engineer didn't explain properly how to handle the, because there are some communication problems, some misunderstanding also, and it was getting expensive because that is hardware cost was more when it is compared to now, as well as since hardware cost is more, even the software costs will also get high. So usually it is software product is expensive, and since doesn't have a proper knowledge on software during the development, it was very difficult to debug, and difficult to change the requirement once again as per as customer requirement. So that leads to deliver a software products late to the customers. So these are the software problems what we see in the software engineers in the early 1960s. Definition of a software engineering. Software engineering is concerned with theories, methods, and tools for the professional software development. So software engineering is concerned with theories. So theories in the methods and tools, new tools, if it is there, if they're making use of that, they start developing a software as per the customer requirements. And most of the developed nations are all dependent on software. If you consider most of developed nations like China, Japan, USA, European countries, even now India is also getting depending on software. So most of the nations are dependent on software, where human effort is less compared to the earlier days. And expenditure on software represents a significant fraction of GNP in all developed countries. So how much of money we spend on software is decide their GNP. So in all developed countries, so if they are spending more on software, then their growth also will be in a exponentially high than the developing country. So this is what actually seen in the software engineering. Cost of software engineering is greater than the hardware cost. So cost of software on PCs are greater. Nowadays you can see the 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM are all cost is less, but the software is more than the hardware. So software costs more to maintain than it does to develop. Obviously, if you consider your car, purchasing a car once, it doesn't make any differences, but to maintain or to get the servicing of a car, it's very difficult. So every 6 months or every 1 year, usually you have to spend 15 to 20,000 for the getting services. The same way, the software cost to maintain is more when it is compared to the developing. So software engineering is concerned with the cost effective software development. Usually the software engineers, how See, if you consider any of the construction of a house, the one civil engineer says he can construct in 50 lakhs. Another civil engineer says construction in 40 lakhs. Another engineer says construction or in 30 lakhs. Obviously, all the people will have some will keep it some profit, and this is different money, different rates. And to whom will we consider? The people, the civil engineer who says less money will give a tender to the that civil engineer, right? In the same way, in the software also, software engineering is always concerned with cost effective. In a less amount, he should be able to develop a product. So that is what the software engineer has to do. And software products. In software products, if you come, there are two types of software products. One is generic product and another one is customized product. In generic product, the name itself says it for general use. If it is for general use, anyone can make use of this software. It is not developed for only for a particular user or for a particular customer. So it is used to make use of for the general purpose. So if you consider CAD software, you can consider our antivirus software. You can make use of all the users. It's not developed only for the particular person. So that is called the generic product. Next, customized product. In the customized product, it says for particular customer. For example, if person A and visit the software engineering software company, and he says for his company he requires some system which is embedded system, has to design, and it's for the like or you can consider like these examples, embedded car for the Mango City. So the car which is designed by software engineering is only to be moved only in the Mango City. So because in the software engineering, he will design the car, embedded car, by seeing the maps of this Mango City. So where the obstruction comes, he will be feed it in the embedded software. So the same car cannot run in any other city because the road map and route map related to the Mango City, it will be uploaded. The same way, because this is customized product, it is been delivered only for the particular customers. So this is what told by them. This is what I explained in the customized product. So what are the frequently questions asked about software engineering? So usually, if you see the electrical engineering, usually we ask about how to repair the fan, how to repair the mixer grinder. If you talk to civil engineering, so you'll talk about construction, how to put a plan, etc. The same way, if they ask about software engineering, they will ask what is meant by software. Yeah, software is nothing but it's a collection of programs. Is associated with some documentation. How to make use of the software, what are the methods they apply, etc. We'll see in the software. What are the attributes of good software? So good software should be able to maintainable, and should be make use of usable properly, and it should be dependable in the performances. So software engineering is an engineering discipline that is concerned with all aspects of the software production. So software engineering is an engineering discipline that is concerned with all aspects of software production. So what are the fundamental activities for the development of a software engineering? What are the fundamental activities? So fundamental activities, so whenever, for example, if you go for the civil engineering, so what are the first you put a draft, then blueprint, then approved by the customer, then start developing the house or start developing the his work. The same way, for software engineering, there are some fundamental activities. What are the activities? Software specification, software development, software validation, and software evaluation. We all see this in detail in the next coming slides. So, yeah. What are the good attributes of software engineering? So, maintainability. Maintainable software should be written in such a way that it can evolve to meet the changing needs of customers. So, if you consider civil engineering work, the civil engineering work, once if they construct a house and if the client comes to the software to civil engineering construction house and the construction department and says he doesn't want the room of 10 by 10, he require only by 10 to 10 by 8. So is it possible? In because it is even in the blueprint also they have designed it for 10 by 10, then customer says and say till now it is been better to have a 10 by 8 after construction. So think that how it is difficult. He has to once again reconstruct the wall for 10 by 8. So such a way, even for in the software engineering also, whenever the customer wants any changes, it should be able to do the change, able to change the software according to the customer requirements. He may say software for only for 50 customer he requires. So it's that is not that software engineering develop the software for only for 50 customers. He comes to know because is by his experience he may customer may come and change the may require he may says to change the software for the even for 100 or maybe 200 like that. So always the software engineering has to keep it in mind, and because whenever the customer comes and says to do some changes in the software, you should be able to do the changes such a way that you should be able to develop the software. So that comes in the maintainability. So that is all the good attributes of software. So even if you take it in any of the field also, the same thing. Always it should be meet the customer such a way that he should be able to design. Dependability and security. So dependability is any physical damages in the system failure, as well as the dependable software should not cause any physical or economical damages in the event of system failure. So you have installed any of the you have installed the software in even your system, due to some damages in the software, it should not affect the hardware part. So such a way that you should design a software. So even security is also very important. So any malicious users should not able to access the software and make damages to the system. Damages in the system is making any changes in the system, changes in the software. So such a way that software engineers should design his product. So third one is efficiency. Software should not make any wasteful use of the system resources such as memory and process cycle. So for your software, the product which is developed by the software engineering, it should not make use of the memory, much memory, so that if make use of the memory, even the processor cycle is also will be more, where it won't help the other so that is the other product which is installed in the system. So efficiency is also very important. So you should not make use of the unnecessary resources. For example, if you consider any of the now at least each one have knowledge about the system. So in earlier, so usually they doesn't have any idea they used to take around 500 GB, 1 terabyte of hard disk, where their software will make use of only around something like 100 to 200 GB hard disk, and remaining 800 hard disk, 800 GB hard disk will waste, where you have invested a money, but now you are not making use of that part. So it is always necessary to make use of the resources. So that much of resource, if you take in only 200 GB hard disk, then there is no need of spending a remaining 800 GB hard disk amount. So it's if we simply wasted money there. So such a way that software engineers also may keep it in mind, and they have to design the software where it should not make use of extra resources. It should not make a burden for the users. Fourth one is acceptability. Software should be acceptable to the to all type of the users for which it is designed. So software must be acceptable to the type of users to whom you are designed the software. It should be meet the requirement. So it should be acceptable by the user for which you are developed. So these are the essential attributes of a good software engineer. So one is maintainability, dependability, and security, efficiency, and acceptability. So something like, what are the essential attributes for a good student? Is nothing but he has to get clear all the examinations, all the subjects with good marks in from 1 to 8 semester. These are the good attributes for the good students to get placed in the company. So same way, attributes of a good software is nothing but maintainability, dependability, and security, efficiency, and acceptability. These are the 4 attributes of a good software engineering. While developing a software, there are some activities, some process has to be taken. To become a engineering student, to become engineering, he has to face us internals as well as examination of all the semesters. The same way, to develop a software, there are some process has to be followed. What are the process? Software specification, software development, software validation, and software evolution. What do you mean by software specification? When the customers and engineers define the software that is to be produced and constraints on its operation. So specification, customers comes to the software engineer and he says the requirements, what are the requirements to be there in his software. It's been explained and it will be maintained in the specification. The software development, so after software specification process, the next stage has been software development. So he got a blueprint and the software development team start working on the programs or design, etc. in the software development. So once the software development team is been finished in their work, then it is a validation whether the software development team has been met the customer requirements, is been tested in the software validation. In the software evolution, so that is whenever the customer wants any changes as per as the market requirement, it should be get evolved, it has to be able to get changes. That changes should be able to done, it should be able to do in the software that is been done in the software evolution. So what are the software process activity? One is specification, another one is development, validation, and evolution. All these 4 considered like a team, as team 1 is finished, accept the requirement by the customer and is delivered to the second team, that is software development. Software development, the one they design and start programming, is finished and is been forwarded to software validation team. Software validation team will make sure whether software development has met the software specification requirement of a customer. So once it has been forwarded to software evolution. Software evolution will check whether the development team has designed as per as the customer requirement and whether able to make any changes as per as the market requirement further. So these are the four activities of the software process. So what are the issues that affects most of the software? So you can see the even mobile also. So mobile it getting keep on updating some of the software or some of OS also. The same way the software, what are the it will affect the software. We will see one is heterogeneity, business and social changes, and another one is security and trust. Heterogeneity, it increasingly systems are required to operate as distributed systems across a network that include different types of computers and mobile devices. Second one is business and social changes. Business and society are changing incredibly quickly as emerging economics and develop new technologies become available. They need to be able to change their existing software and to rapidly develop a new software. Third one is security and trust. As software is intertwined with all aspects of our lives, it is essential that we can trust that software. So if you consider the nowadays the software is getting changing day to day. So one company wants their product has to be sell earlier, so design they design their product and releases in the market, but it doesn't meet the customer requirement because there will be some problem in the software. So as per as the customer requirement, you should be able to do the changes in the software and releases to the market as early as possible. As well as in the day to day our life, most of our so like they has hacking our product, that is banking sectors, they hack our mobile, they hack our system also. So you should give some security to the software product, otherwise the our resources or our information will be taken by the fraud peoples. So hackers will be taken our information and they make misuse to the software also. So security is also important, and day to day when it gets changes in the outside, so you should be able to may develop new technology as early as possible. So there is a lot of competition in the, see for example, Sony TV is there in the market for the 32 inches, as well as Samsung is also there, as well as Reliance TV is also there, as well as your LG. There are a lot of products are there in the market, and which customer, which one are you going to buy? Usually, the which cost is very less or with quality? Usually quality. So people, software engineering also has to concentrate on quality and such a way that it should be able to deliver the product as early as possible. Even you are going to get 32-inch TV or for even for 8,000, even for 10,000, even 15, even 24, even 30,000 also. But people will always go for the good technology, and it should be long going TV also. So such product will be buy. So even so in the software also, this people has to develop the software in such a way that it should be go in a market with a race, but it should be delivered to the customer in time. So software engineering diversity. There are many different types of software system, and there is no universal set of software techniques that is applicable to all of this. The software engineering methods and tools used depend on the type of application being developed, the requirement of the customers, and the background of the development team. So this is not much. Yeah, what are the application of software engineering? One is standalone application, second one is interactive transaction based application, third one is embedded control systems, fourth one is batch processing system, fifth one is entertainment systems, sixth one is systems for modeling and simulation, seventh one is data collection systems, and eighth one is systems of systems. First one is standalone application. These are the application systems that run on local computers such as our personal computer. They include all necessary functionality and do not need to be connected to a network. So application of software engineering, that is some of standalone applications, that is you consider, and our antivirus system itself you can install in our personal computer. There is no need of any network connectivity. So there are some product, I saw beginning itself I said there is generic product, that is the product which is used by the general public. It's not been designed for any of the particular users. So that is one of the standalone application. Second one is a interactive transaction based application. Our second one is like something like your Gmail or web based application, whereas network is necessary, or you can take it up for something like internet banking or all. So where it is required, your network secure network is required. So this product is designed by software engineering is required. Web application, that is designed by web application, so executed on some remote computers and accessed by the user from their own PCs or terminals. Something like your VTU also, it has been put it in server in the VTU, and you can see your results in your PCs. So that is been designed, who have designed by our software engineers. And third one is embedded control system. So beginning itself I said you can consider our embedded control car in Mangalore city. Each and everything will be loaded in the embedded systems, and you can make use of the car. And your washing machine is also been embedded software engineering, where it if you press some time, so at that particular time it get washes, and after some other time it get rinse. All this been designed by the software engineering team itself. So these are the examples in the embedded control system. And batch processing system. So consider some small program like where you have to process in program A, program B, program C. So you have given an input from to the A, and the output of A is the input to the B, and output of B is the input to the C. So to get proper output, you have to process in all the three programs. So batch processing system. So even software engineering will develop able to develop the batch processing system to get a corresponding output to the system. And entertainment system, these are the primarily for the personal use and which are intended to the entertain the users. Obviously your DTH services, as well as what you see in the big cinemas, are all of they're making use of the software engineering, where they play the film in one system, and you can see in the multiple screens all over the world. This is how, because of software engineering, it will be sent to the satellite, and through the satellite it will be delivered to the particular theaters or a cinema hall. How? Because with the help of the software engineering also only. And sixth one is systems for modeling and simulation. In the systems, modeling is nothing but with the help of the software engineering, some simulation of a house or simulation of a car and simulation of any buildings is been able to design with the help of the software engineering products. So people will software engineering people will design a simulation system which make use of the by the people for it will reduces the uh, construction, it reduces the human effort. Without simulation part or without modeling, so people start designing the once people start able to construct when they start constructing the house, so if any changes wants, then they have to break the wall. If you have a simulation or a modeling, so they can make with wherever the rooms or wherever the hall has to be or required, they can do it in the help of the simulation software. And they start after that it has been plan is to get approved by the users, then they start developing the they start using making use of the house construction of the houses. So these are all the design by software engineering which may help the users. Data collection systems, so they make use of the sensors, and sensor will set a collection to collect the data, and it will be sent to the data processing room for the further processing. So if you consider our Western Ghats, so Western Ghats here and there, if they kept some sensor where they doesn't have a proper road or proper infrastructure where human cannot move or can survive there, so there if you kept the sensor, so they can predict the weather, rain, they can predict the rain, and with the help of the sensor, and they can with the sensor can send the data to the data processing for data processing in the control room, and with the help of that data they can predict whether it is a rainy or whether it is a wind and which direction it is getting flow, etc. So these are all designed by software engineering for the data processing also. And systems of systems, there are systems that are composed of a number of other software systems. So with the help of the number of software, they can predict whether it is whether it is rainy, something like what I so it said in the data collection system. The same thing in the system to system, they can process the data what they collected in the data collection systems, where it involves a number of systems. One is a weather station system, and it sends to the control systems, and it sends to the data processing system, where it includes number of systems. So with the help of the software engineering, even in each subsystems, they require software engineering for the processing of the data. And these are the 8 application of a software engineering. One is standalone system, interactive transaction based application, embedded control systems, batch processing system, entertainment system, systems for modeling and simulation, data collection systems, and systems of systems. So here we have seen the application of the software engineering. Next we will see the ethics of a software engineering. So whenever you design any of the software engineering, without ethics we cannot design any of the software products. So what are the ethics of software engineering? So software engineering must behave in an honest and ethical responsibility way if they are to be respected as a professionals. Ethical behavior is more than simply upholding the law, but involves following set of principles that are more correct. So what are the ethics we'll see? One is confidentiality, second one is competency, third one is intellectual property rights, and fourth one is computer misuse. Confidentiality, that is, engineers should normally respect the confidentiality of their employers or their clients, irrespective of whether or not a formal confidential agreement has been signed. So the so that is engineers should normally respect the confidentiality of the employers. Employers, that is they should respect the people who are designing the product of a customer. The owner has to believe the customers. He is designing the properly, he is designing the as per as requirement of the customer without any agreement is being signed. That's what confidential. One thing, something like respect. That is, we have how something like how parents will have a confidentiality of students, how the teachers have a confidentiality of the students, something without any agreement of a between the parents and students, or parents and students as well as student teachers. So one should believe the employer as well as client. Competency, engineering should not misrepresent their level of competency. They should not knowingly accept a work which is out with their competency. For example, the software engineers simply accept the works which they doesn't know. So customer requires a product has to be get developed in any of the new technology. For example, .NET, whereas developer, software engineer doesn't know any knowledge about software .NET. He know only about the Java technology. So he should not accept the work which he doesn't know about the technology as per the customer requirements. So that is a competency. Intellectual property rights. Engineers should be aware of local laws governing the use of the intellectual property such as patents, copyrights, etc. They should be careful to ensure that the intellectual property of employers and client is protected. So intellectual property, so if any of the technology has to be make use by the software engineers, and he may copy the work from the some other website, or maybe copy down from some other others work where they have copyrights by the other user who have developed that technology. So you should not make use of that. You should not break the law of the intellectual properties, because each whether if we make use of that technology, or if we make use of that software, or if you want to make use of that paper, that is any of the paper, he has to take permission, or permission from the correspondent who have developed previously, permission from the person who have developed previously, and once he took the permission, then he start developing, or whether he has to give some royalty, he has to give back royalty for the particular person and start making use of the technology. So that you should not forget about that rights also. And computer misuse. Software engineering should not use their technical skill to misuse other people's computers. Computer misuse range from relatively reliable to extreme serious. So software engineers should not make use of the misuse of the computer from the of other computers, since he know about technologies, he know about network engineering, and go there to particular customers, or particular any of the employers, and do some changes, etc. Like that, he should not make use of the computer misuse, since he have a knowledge about computer. So he should not make use of the misuse of the computer, so which affect the customer also, or it may affect for the person who making use of that computer. So these are the 4 responsible or ethics that has to be followed by the software engineer. Which are the ethics? One is confidentiality, competency, third one is intellectual property rights, and fourth one is a computer misuse. So by this we'll finish the video session 1. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask the doubt in the online session class. Thanking you.